Hello and welcome. This is a different kind of video. I haven't done a video like this before, but what I'm gonna do is review the statement of the developers because they have posted some new stuff about the feedback they've gotten from the community because of the outrage with all the changes and them lowering their rewards overall and nerfing Merrily and Corin. But first, we got a new code as an apology from the devs. I don't know why they decided with this specific code, but it gives you 10 normal invite letters. It would just been a nice way if they were like AFK we are sorry, or we are sorry, or our apologies, or something like that instead. At least they responded to us and gave us more feedback. So let's take a look at their statement. The first question is about the nerf and the free gift in this new season. And basically what they're telling us is that they have, with every season, they have 4 updates in mind. So basically what they mean is that every season we will have like 4 different stages where there will be different gameplay, more events, and more rewards to get you through that season. And they're basically acknowledging that they were wrong and they had some oversights in the reward distribution during this recent season launch. And they apologize for the inconvenience. And they are going to adjust the rewards for AFK stages, season legend trials, season corrupt creatures, and battle drills to match those received during the start of the story. So they're basically pulling back and being like, hey, we understand your frustration, and here's how we're going to deal with it. They're actually telling us that moving forward, they're committed to maintaining this level of generosity for every new season. And they are basically thanking us for our understanding, our support, even though it's been a lot of outrage. I think this is a really good statement overall. They're actually thinking about it, and probably why they didn't comment on it earlier, because they were like, hey guys, we need to do it properly, how are we gonna fix it, how are we gonna help them get the progress and develop the game we want them to have, or they want to have. Here they're also talking about some rewards will be enhanced, and that the adjustments are coming in an update planned for this week, so it won't happen yet. When the updates arrives, all the players in the new season will be eligible to claim these rewards, even though if they already completed the content. So the season AFK rewards, the season AFK stages reward will also include 100 diamonds, invite letters in the first 1,200 AFK stages. And these 2 rewards will alternate every 5 stage, starting with new rewards on stage 2, 7, 12, and 17, and so on. So they will be more rewarding. So if you already completed a lot of AFK stages, you will get that reward. Then we have the season legend trials. Every 5 floors from the 5th floor to the 87th floor, the rewards in the season legend trials will now be replaced with those from the start story. The 4 towers will provide a total of 36 invite letters. That's really good. Oh, 360 title lessons and 120 temporal lessons as rewards. Additionally, we're adding the faction acorn. So you get 10 of the faction acorns every 10 floors until the 90th floor. That's really amazing. For free-to-play players, this is game-changing. Like, getting those rewards back is gonna make it so much easier for you to upgrade your heroes and being able to compete with actual spenders and feel like you're getting progress and you don't have to wait for like weeks or months for new content to come out to be rewarding. And then we have the season corrupt creature. In addition to the current rewards, defeating season corrupt creatures will now reward you with soul stones. So they're going back to the soul stones as well. So you get 15. And you need to collect 60 of them to get a random epic hero. And including those added to wishlist after their rate up recruitment event has ended. We are also working on optimizing the corrupt creature experience, as the cooperative feature is one of our main focus in the development. We also have a new cooperative feature planned for upcoming updates during the Song of Strife season. Stay tuned. This is really nice that they're increasing the co-op. because sometimes you just get stuck. Like sometimes you need to sit in like 20 minutes and wait for other people to show up, even though it's the new season. But depending on when you play, if you play in the middle of the night for like your area, your zone, maybe not that many people are playing. So hopefully they change this and make it even more rewarding to help others in some way. I don't know how they should do that, but it would be nice if they made it more rewarding to help more players. So you create kind of a community of just trying to help each other out. That would be really nice. When it comes to the battle drill, they just say the rewards will be enhanced, and there will be a total of 6 rounds of battle drills throughout the entire season. Okay? They don't say how they will enhance them, but that's fine. And then we have adjusted diamond rewards in small and medium chests found on the map from 15 and 30 diamonds to 30 and 60. So you're basically gonna get double the amount of diamonds when this update hits. And then they're actually telling us that in the future we will have more events like the glamour. So they mean we will get more stuff like this in the future. So for logging in and claiming this, you will get more of that. So that's really nice of them as well. They're actually showing us that they care. And then we have a lot of stuff about Merrily and Coring not performing as well. And basically what they were telling us is that they want to minimize the power gap between true damage dealers and other heroes while preserving their relative advantage. So what they're basically telling us is that heroes like Merrily and Coring will remain top tier damage dealers against certain boss in that difficulty. So what they're talking about is that true damage heroes shines more in endless mode than they do in the earlier modes. Since no one is in endless mode yet, that I know of, we will just have to wait and see what happens when we come to endless modes. Like, maybe they're right and they know exactly what they're doing, so Merrily and Coring could still be worth it. And if you follow a lot of guides, you probably have them anyways by now. I think this is a great way. We just have to wait and see. We need some patience. And considering all the changes they're already doing, we should believe them that they have tried this out and they want them to shine in endless mode and not be the go-to picks on every single boss all the time. And that way people actually need to figure out different ways to kill the bosses as well. I kind of like that, but we will see how it ends up being. And here again, we basically being like, hey, we overlooked stuff. And what they mean is basically what they just said. Like, I haven't read through this entire statement before, but what they basically mean is that they encourage us to try experiment with different formations. And that's kind of what I want to do in the game as well. I don't want this set lineup to always be the best case. That's the best case scenario. Like, oh, I always need this hero on my team, or I always need an OD on my team. Kind of like my video yesterday about Necro, where I swapped out my Smokey for a Coco. And before that, I always thought like, oh, I need a Smokey to get the heals. And then it's like, wait, if I just get damage reduction instead and Coco gives me shields, maybe I am able to manage the damage dealt by the boss that way. And it actually worked out, and it helped me a bit. Because Smokey didn't get that many ultimates off anyway, so he couldn't buff their attacks. And they're telling us that they will keep gathering our feedback and monitoring the performance of all heroes on their end. And they're proceeding with caution on any balance changes because we recognize the time and resources you invested into these heroes. So we're taking extra care with these adjustments. So they're telling us in the future, we will actually have this more in mind. And considering that they took a couple of days before they responded, I actually believe them that they are gonna take this into consideration, because getting a bad update like this again, that could be like game killing in a sense that they will kill off a major part of their community that's active, and they don't want to do that either. So hopefully they will keep their words. And then the last question, they're asking, what's the plan for this season? And this season will last for 4 months. We already knew that. And they're gonna release new content on a steady pace. They also told us that earlier in the statement. And they have scheduled an update for each month, bringing new events, features, rewards, and other exciting content. That's amazing. But we will not introduce any new progression features in this season. That's really good. This is amazing because they're basically telling us, hey, you just need to focus on this stuff, and you don't have to worry for 4 months at least that there will be any new progression features. So that also tells us that the spending, you know that they won't come another system that undermines your spending in a way. So you know for sure that it will be kind of same value the entire time. As you progress, your stat growth will be significantly capped after reaching a certain level, similar to what happened in the start story. This is to prevent a significant power gap between new and veteran players in the middle and late stages of the season. In the season Supreme Arena, we will also set the baseline level to minimize the power gap between participants. This will allow you to play the game at your own pace. That's also really good. This is basically telling us, hey, free-to-play players, even though there are a lot of whales or spenders, you will actually be able to keep up with them in a way. And then of course the spenders will always have more copies in that way, but over time that balance will even out. And the only way like spenders will be in front of you in progress or power is because of the new heroes that come out, because they will have the rate up letters and they will probably buy them and have them at S tier, and maybe these are like game changing heroes, and that's probably that's the way you will fall behind in a way when new heroes releases. And if they're good for PvP, that's when free-to-play players is gonna fall behind, or if they're really good at boss killing in battle drills, for example. And we also want to talk more about the recent changes regarding to requirements for unlocking new areas. We made these adjustments after noticing a widening power gap caused by players progressing too quickly through new areas. In future updates, we'll introduce new mechanics to address these imbalances, allowing players to enjoy the game at their own pace while maintaining a healthy gaming life balance. That's also a really good statement, because that is telling you that people that doesn't have as much time will be able to keep up, and you don't need to waste like hours upon hours to keep up with other players. That basically means there's a cap to your time investment in the game. Even though the more you play, the more knowledge you get, and probably the more resources you can get, they're trying to find a balance to that, so you don't have to spend as much time forcing yourself to play the game just to keep up. That's some good changes. I like it. And like they said in statement, this update will hit later this week, and that's really good, because that means if they want to drag it out, they're probably just now sitting and trying to be like, hey, how are we gonna release it? How are we gonna fix the issues? And they're probably just looking over their decision making and their processes to make sure this doesn't happen again. And thumbs up. They're actually taking responsibility for the bad decisions they made. And then we have the Marilyn coding situation, and we just have to wait and see until people are in Endless and we can test it properly and see if they are becoming the best damage dealers again, or it's just a like 10-15% difference in damage depending on what heroes you have. But always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.